Hi there, it's Gill. Today we're going to move through a slow flow sequence together. This one, a wonderful one if you come home, you've been sitting at your desk all day, feeling really tight through the hips, through the lower back, maybe sitting in your car for too long. Lovely way just to bring about a sense of release around your center. And then we'll end with a bit of a heart-opening position as well. Now all you need is 2 blocks. Hopefully you have these at home, but if you don't have any blocks at home, I do recommend getting some. Easy to order these days. Or grab yourself a couple of books just to create this block-like shape. Okay. If you have got books, I'd recommend covering them with a towel just to make it a bit more comfortable. Now, I like these cork blocks. They've got a slightly rounded edge, and I find that is really nice and comfortable, especially when you're laying your body down on top of the blocks. I'm going to sit in Virasana, okay, and I'm going to actually bring the block here between my legs on this mid-level. So between the feet, and then sitting both sit bones down onto those blocks. It just raises you up a little. Allow yourself to drop down through your sit bones, and at the same time feeling a beautiful lengthening here through the spine. You can allow your eyes to soften and close, and just pausing here for a moment. Feeling that gentle and soft flow of your breath. And then we're going to take our hands, we're going to interlace our fingers. And as we exhale, draw the palms of the hands forwards round your backs, almost like you're coming into a cat position here. And as you inhale, draw up through the palms of the hands as you root down through the sit bones, gazing up. Exhale once again, rounding through the spine, reaching forwards through the palms of the hands. And inhale, reaching up, gazing up as you root down. And exhale once again, rounding through the spine, reaching forwards. Feel that spreading through your shoulders. Inhale, reaching up through the palms of the hands. Release the hands. We're going to interlace our fingers, interlacing your fingers behind your back, and then taking your right palm to your left hip. We're going to press that right outer hand into the left hip. And then drawing your left ear down towards the left shoulder. Just feeling a nice stretch here through the right side of your neck. Inhale, coming back to the center. We're going to reach those fingertips down towards the earth. Maybe bringing your chin towards the chest. Then reaching those fingers down and lifting the chin up. Chin back to neutral. And then taking those hands, that left palm, over onto your right hip. We press that outer edge of that left palm into the right hip, drawing your right ear down towards the right shoulder. So feel this nice lengthening here through the left side of the neck. You might notice me sometimes moving my head a little from side to side. And just feeling that lovely release here through the shoulders. Inhale, coming back to the center. You can interlace your fingers the other way, so drawing your opposite pointer finger in front, we reach down through the hands, and gazing down. And chin back to neutral, reaching down through those pointer fingers as you gaze up. And coming back to the center, and give those hands a little shake. And bringing the palms together. Let's just move those hands around. So just feeling a nice mobilization here through the wrists. And gently pressing the outer edge of those palms in together. Nice. Now we're going to take our fingers, magic fingers, bringing them to the center of your forehead. Pressing in and then spreading that skin from the forehead out to the side. Nice smooth breaths, maybe even feeling this lovely sensation as you just release out here through the forehead. And taking the thumbs and bringing the thumbs inside your ears, fingertips to the outside, and pulling those ears away from the head. So feeling this lovely spreading sensation here of the skin through the back of the head, through the skull. Lovely massage down the earlobes. Good. And then we take those fingers and bring them to your jaw. Have your mouth open here, and we just allow ourselves to massage down through the sides here of the jaw. A little harder with the microphone, but you won't have one on. So just allowing yourself to feel this beautiful release here through the jaw, from the jawbone, or cheekbone at least, down through the sides of the neck. Good. We're going to come over onto all fours. So coming onto all fours here and taking your block, keeping that block between the legs. So you might have it between the ankles or a little higher to those fleshy parts around the shins. Okay, this is just going to give you a bit of added support. We're going to come into our cat-cow, feeling a spreading here through your toes. So from the ball of big toe across to the little toe. And this block here is just going to help you to encourage a sense of spreading through the lower back. Let's bring the shoulders underneath the wrists, spreading through your fingertips. Feel that connection here of that block in between the legs. Taking a good exhale. As you exhale, we round through the spine, coming into cat. Inhale, coming into cow, gazing up. Feeling that lovely undulation all the way down through the vertebra of the spine. Rounding as you exhale. And as you inhale, gazing up. One more time, exhale, navel to spine, rounding through the back. Feel that spreading through your shoulders. Inhaling, we gaze up. And coming back to find a nice neutral spine. We're going to take our right foot and we're going to step that right foot between the hands. And here we're going to take both our blocks. So making a little T shape here, a little stand with your blocks and placing them underneath your right sit bone. So you want a nice stable stand here. Having your right knee over that right ankle and drawing back through those left toes. And then just pausing here for a moment. You can interlace the fingers or place one palm on the other. And just pausing here. So a nice supported position. If you need to bring something under your left knee, then do. Feeling that sense of your right sit bone dropping down into that block. Feeling a nice lengthening up through the crown of the head. Gentle, smooth breaths. Good, so we feel the solid support. We're going to reach behind and take hold of the elbows behind you. So feel a dropping down here through the elbows, a spreading through the shoulders. Head is in a nice neutral position. Especially if you've spent a lot of the day hunched over, this really just allows to start to open and free up here through the shoulders. Good. You remain like this, if that feels good, or release in the hands. We're going to take our right arm and just bring your right arm just above that right knee, onto the right thigh. You can curl those back toes underneath, and raising that back leg up. So we come into a nice Utthita Parsvakonasana here. We root down through that arm. And then maybe you reach overhead with that left arm. Feeling that sense of support of your base beneath you, that support beneath your right sit bone. Maybe you gaze up at that left palm. Once again, that hand can be here beside you, even on the sacrum, coming into a slightly simpler version here. Feeling a lovely sense of lengthening through both sides of the body. A nice soft release. And then we're going to come back to the center. We bring that left knee down, moving your blocks. And if you need them, you can bring them here beside your right foot. Okay. Or simply bringing your fingertips to the ground. And as we exhale, we're going to reach back. So those right toes up. Inhaling, coming forwards. Heart comes forwards. A nice half Hanumanasana here. Exhale, sinking those hips back. Feel that lovely openness here through that right hip. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, sinking back. Heart draws forwards and maybe circling around your right foot here. And feel that ankle releasing. You can feel that coming all the way up through the side of your right leg. Now you can remain here, or taking your left hand, we bring that left hand outside that right ankle. My back toes are curled under, bringing your right palm on your sacrum and just turning to the right side of the room. That lovely length here through the sides of the body, that opening through the back of your right leg. And at exhale, we come back to the center. Bring the hands to frame that front foot. And stepping that right foot back, we bring the knees down to the ground. Inhale, coming into cow, gazing up. And exhale, coming into cat, navel to spine, round through the back. And back into a neutral tabletop position, we step the left foot forwards. So once again, that left knee over left ankle, making that little stand here, depending on how many blocks you need, so that you can settle your left sit bone down onto the block. Good, so we're rooted down through that left foot. I need to adjust myself a little here just to find this lovely sense of stability here through that left leg. Once again, starting with the palms resting on the thigh just above the knee. Nice and neutral all the way down through the spine, feeling your left sit bone dropping into that block. Nice smooth breaths. Good, and then reaching the hands out to the side. We're going to bring the hands behind the back. We're going to bring the hands behind the back and taking your opposite elbows here. So once again, feeling this relaxation through the shoulders, you might notice more space on this side. And pausing here for a moment, eyes softly closed, internal gaze and focus. Feeling that smooth, gentle wave of the breath with each exhale, a nice softening around your shoulders. We come to a Theta Parshvakonasana, so turning to the right side of the mat. So taking your left arm just above your left knee, we turn to the right side of the room. And staying like this, or straightening through that right leg, we come onto the outer edge of that right leg, opening up. Once again, you can reach overhead with that right hand, or simply keeping that right hand on your hip, or even on the sacrum, encouraging the sense of length here through the sides of the body. Feeling that support through the blocks, through that left foot. Heart is open and free. Nice and free through the neck. And slowly bringing your gaze down, we bring that right knee down. Once again, bringing your blocks maybe beside that left foot, if you need them for that extra support. And then reaching those hips back. So this half Hanumanasana on this side. Inhaling, coming forwards. And then exhale, sinking back. Once again, hands on blocks, or bringing your fingertips down to the ground if you have the space here. And shifting those hips back, the left toes up to the sky, maybe circling here around your left ankle. This nice softening. Good, and then we keep those left toes pointing up, either keeping that extension through the crown of the head, if you'd like, taking your right hand outside that left ankle, lengthening through the sides of the body, maybe that left hand onto the sacrum, and gazing down at that left foot, or to the side of the room. Soft smile on the face, feeling that nice lengthening through both sides of the body here. Soft twist. And exhale, gazing down, we bring the hands on either side of that foot, grounding through the hands, and then stepping that left foot back, bringing the knees down to the ground. You're going to take your block and bring your block between your ankles or shins here. So drawing the shins here around that block, we're going to curl our toes underneath. Get my block in place. So I want to hug that block into the shins, curl the block. I'll curl my toes underneath. I'm going to root down through the hands. Good. Now inhaling, coming into cow, gazing up. As you exhale, coming into cat, you can stay with that cat and cow, or if you like, with your next exhale as you come into cat, lifting the knees and then shifting the hips back. So we come here into a nice downward facing dog, but with that support of the block between the ankles. You're going to notice that really helps you to switch on the inner thighs, the inner legs. Good. Now when you're ready, next inhale, you're going to come forwards into a nice high plank. You can use your knees here or not, and you're going to lower yourself all the way down to the earth. So we come down to the ground. Block comes down to the ground as well. pointing back through those toes. And then as you inhale, coming up into Sphinx. One of my favorite poses, this one. We bring our elbows underneath the shoulders. We spread here through the hands. That block between the ankles, really just helping you to release even more through your lower back. Pressing down and back through the hands as the heart lifts. Soft gaze down your nose. And just taking a few nice smooth breaths here. Feeling that lovely release through the lower back with each exhale, the sensation of letting go. Good. Exhale slowly, and coming down towards the earth. Now we need 2 blocks for this next pose. If you can, press in here and see if you can bring your back block forwards towards you. I'm going to bring these blocks underneath my shoulders, so this top edge of the block around the top edge of my shoulders. I like to angle my blocks out a little to the side, bringing your forehead down onto the mat, and then arms beside you. And palms facing up. And just allowing yourself to pause here, resting here for a few moments. And that lovely sensation here of the front of your body resting on the mat. And spreading through the shoulders. Heavy through the hands, heavy through the legs, the hips. Good. Now bringing the head up, we're going to bring those blocks towards the side of the mat. Chin to the ground, pressing down through the hands. Inhaling and come up onto all fours. Curl your toes underneath. Raising your hips up, just having a little happy dog here. So feeling a nice sense of space here through the backs of the legs, the sides of the legs. And you're going to step your left foot to your right wrist, right foot to left. And coming to sit down and taking your blocks for our final pose. We're going to bring the blocks and make a nice T shape here behind us. Now you might choose to lay down now and completely relax. You've also got the option of bringing a blanket just underneath the shoulder blades, and that might also feel really good for you. I'm going to start with these blocks just to show you, one at the back a little higher, the one in the front on that medium level. Okay. I want to make sure my hips are on the ground. Now, so many of us during the day, there's quite a tendency quite often to be working on computers, be on our phone, maybe even driving, and feel this rounding here through the shoulders. We're going to end with a nice heart opening position here, just cultivating this sense of openness here through the chest. So, hips are on the ground. We're going to keep those knees bent, and then laying yourself back down. And the head is going to rest here on your block, on this higher level. If you'd like, you can bring that block down just one level lower, if that feels better for you. I'm going to adjust a little here. Good. So we feel this nice sense of comfort. Arms beside you, palms facing up. Just allowing yourself to pause here. I'm just going to take 2 minutes here, feeling a grounding through the feet. Feeling this lovely sense of openness here through the chest and through the heart. Allowing your eyes to soften and close. Once again, if this elevation with the blocks feels a bit too much for you, you're welcome to come down onto the earth and just placing a blanket underneath the heart, creating a softer opening. And those nice smooth waves of your breath. With each inhale, feeling this lovely expansion through the chest, through the heart. With each exhale, this beautiful sensation of release, of letting go. And just tuning in to that gentle, natural wave here of your breath. And turning your palms to face down, fingertips resting on the earth, and walk those fingertips away. So we feel a nice active opening here through the shoulders. Walking those fingertips, feeling the spreading through the shoulder blades. Now either rolling towards the side of your body. I quite like to ground through my feet, through my hips, and then inhale, and slowly rolling yourself up. And bringing your feet together. And we're just going to come into Tadasana. So coming into a nice star pose here. The heels are out in front. Knees are bent. You can, once again, use your blocks for a little bit of extra support here. You might even like to have them between your feet. Resting your forehead on the blocks. You might even like to come a little lower, or maybe the feet or the head resting on the feet. Feeling a rounding here through the spine. Countering that action of the heart opening position. Feeling the body start to settle, coming into a sense of balance. And then when you're ready, inhaling, we come up. And then you're going to lay yourself down. You're going to lay down here to take a final Shavasana, final resting position. So you can bring your heels a bit wide on the hips, lay yourself down, hands beside you at a nice comfortable distance. And just allowing yourself to release and let go. Laying down for as long as you have available here. At least 5 minutes if you can. Just allowing the nervous system to completely settle. We allow all of these gentle poses to settle here in the body. And so enjoy this peaceful relaxation here in Shavasana, taking as long as you need.